Today, we're diving deep into the cosmic origins narrative where, as you put it, God flipped the script. The universe began not with order, but with a void, a data-free zone. How does this poetic framing align with scientific and theological perspectives on creation ex nihilo?
That's a compelling juxtaposition. In both biblical cosmology and modern physics, everything starts from nothingness. The Genesis narrative describes primordial chaos, analogous to quantum vacuum states in cosmology. The moment God says, "Let there be light," it's reminiscent of a Big Bang, an initial singularity where all potential is unleashed.
Interesting parallel. The phrase light drip evokes both illumination and data transfer. Can we unpack the symbolism of light as both literal and metaphorical, especially in how it divides the day and establishes cosmic order?
Absolutely. Light in ancient texts is more than photons, it's knowledge, distinction, and purpose. By dividing light from darkness, the narrative encodes the emergence of dualities: day and night, order and chaos. It's as if the universe is being programmed, each command structuring reality, much like initializing code sets boundaries in a new software environment.
So, with the scene set for the play, we're seeing the blueprint for all subsequent developments. Does this structure imply determinism, or is there room for improvisation within this divine script?
That's a classic debate. The text hints at both a meticulously crafted framework, but with open variables for future actors. In some sense, the narrative sets up a cosmic sandbox. Foundational laws are established, but outcomes depend on subsequent choices, both divine and human.
Building on that foundation, let's explore the creation of the firmament, where God's pulling tricks and dividing the waters. In your view, what does this act represent in the context of ancient Near Eastern cosmologies and modern scientific analogies?
The firmament, or rakia, often symbolized a cosmic vault, separating the chaotic waters above from those below. Similar motifs appear in Babylonian mythology. Think of Marduk splitting Tiamat. In physics, we might compare this to symmetry breaking, where undifferentiated states give way to structured phenomena, such as phase transitions in the early universe.
The narrative seems to suggest a move from chaos to order, but left the chaos behind, hints that not all disorder is eliminated. How does chaos persist within the created order, both cosmically and existentially?
Chaos is never fully banished, it's controlled, but always lurking. In scientific terms, entropy persists. In myth, the waters remain potential threats. This interplay mirrors human psychology. Even after setting boundaries, uncertainty and unpredictability remain intrinsic to existence.
As we transition to the emergence of land, vegetation, and life, how does this pattern of division and emergence reflect broader themes of innovation and risk in creative processes from evolution to entrepreneurship?
It's a cycle of constraint and possibility. By dividing elements, new niches and opportunities arise. In biology, speciation happens through separation. In business, market segmentation spurs innovation. Creation isn't a singular act, it's an ongoing negotiation with what's possible within established limits.
Shifting gears, the narrative spotlights the children of Israel, 70 souls deep, each name loaded with history. How does this genealogical roll call function as more than a list? And what does it reveal about collective identity and memory?
Genealogies encode more than ancestry, they're social algorithms, mapping networks of loyalty and responsibility. Each name, Reuben, Judah, Benjamin, evokes stories of struggle, triumph, and rivalry. This lineage operates like a blockchain, where each generation validates and builds upon the previous, securing communal memory.
That blockchain analogy is powerful. But as time passes, generations fade, now hear the scream. How does this tension between legacy and loss shape the narrative, especially as Joseph dies and only memory remains?
Legacy is double-edged. The text records both fruitfulness and vulnerability, multiplied like they're on a quest, yet subject to erasure. Sociologically, this reflects real-world diasporas, collective trauma and resilience entwined. A 2018 Pew study found that 56% of diaspora communities rank transmission of tradition as their top concern.
So, in this cosmic playground, are blessings and burdens inseparable?
Precisely. The same drive that multiplies a people also amplifies their challenges. Every legacy carries the seed of both flourishing and regret, a motif echoed across civilizations, from ancient Israel to modern immigrant communities.
The text circles back to a provocative theme. Gods created. Now they're feeling the weight. This notion of divine regret is rare in sacred texts. From a philosophical standpoint, can a perfect creator experience regret? Or is this anthropomorphic language for unintended consequences?
That's a fascinating question. In Genesis 6, for instance, God expresses remorse over human corruption. Some theologians interpret this as a metaphor for the open-endedness of creation. Risk is inherent even for the divine. In AI research, unintended outcomes are called alignment problems. Creators can't always predict their creation's trajectories.
And if God's made the moves, but who's the alibi? Does this imply shared responsibility between creator and creation? How might this frame our understanding of human agency and cosmic justice?
The narrative blurs the lines. Just as software can produce emergent behavior beyond the coder's intent, humans act within, but not always according to their origin. This tension animates debates over free will and determinism. Who's accountable when things go awry, the architect or the actors?
In light of that, what lessons can modern listeners draw about stewardship and the weight of our choices, whether in environmental policy, technology, or personal life?
Responsibility is distributed. Whether shaping societies, coding AI, or caring for the planet, we inherit frameworks but must own our outcomes. The Genesis account cautions, creation is a gift, but also a test. How we play the game defines the legacy we leave.